In our third look at NuVoodoo's consumer study for the food and beverage industry, we're focusing on those who are less brand loyal and more open to switching. From new product launches to markdowns and BOGOs, we'll reveal the top tactics that get so-called persuadables to try a product for the first time. We'll uncover key advertising and labeling buzzwords, the kind more likely to get attention and motivate consumers to pull the trigger on a new purchase. We'll also show you the ad channels that give brands a competitive edge, either because they're used more by persuadable brand switchers, or because these consumers are paying more attention to the advertising on these platforms. There's a lot to share, so let's get started.
We asked study participants to rate how loyal they are to specific brands in over 30 food and beverage categories. Here we're sharing the percentage of our total sample, giving a high loyalty rating of 5 or 6 on our 6-point scale.
Mayonnaise, peanut butter, salad dressing, and cereal are categories that command loyalty scores of over 50% among our total sample. Consumers in these segments are more likely to stick with their favorite brand even when a new product is launched or a competing product goes on sale. Overall, men under 55 give out higher loyalty grades than women or older men. They rate the top 10 food and beverage categories with brand loyalty scores of over 50%.
Meanwhile, the bottom 10 categories carried brand loyalty scores below 40%, with wine, cake mix, regular, and diet soda on the bottom. These products are susceptible to competitive tactics that result in brand switching.
Study participants were asked to think about any new food or beverage product they've tried over the past 3 to 6 months. Better than 3 in 10 in our total sample reported either switching to a competing brand or trying something new. Men 18 to 54 are by far the most adventurous, while older consumers are less prone to switching and women under 55 end up somewhere in the middle.
We asked respondents what motivated them to switch brands. Product sampling, whether at a restaurant, store, or friend's house, caused about 3 in 10 to switch. Social media and friend recommendations combined to motivate around 20% to try something new, and 18 to 34 women were well represented here. Also, overall product labeling and a brand's appearance in the store were what motivated about 1 in 4 to replace one brand with another.
Given some of our study's earlier findings about inflation's dramatic impact on consumer behavior at the grocery store, we were quite surprised to learn that a savings coupon or discount offer influenced only about 5% of the better than 700 study participants who reported switching food and beverage brands recently. But once consumers actually tried a new brand, better than 3 in 4 in our study reported purchasing it again. And the numbers were consistent across the entire demographic spectrum. Sampling is everything. And that elevates the importance of this next segment, which we're calling Advertising and Labeling Buzzword Bingo.
We asked respondents about certain words and phrases that might be included in product labels or advertising. Here are the top 10 buzzwords most likely to result in a purchase. Notice how language that distances any brand from the stigma of industrialized food processing were the big winners, with expressions like made with real fruit, local, natural, whole grain, and multi-grain topping the list.
Meanwhile, expressions like high fructose corn syrup or genetically modified found their way to the bottom of the list and are less likely to lead to a purchase.
Just over 700 in our study, out of a total sample of close to 2,000, meet our definition of persuadable. They exhibit lower brand loyalty and reported switching food and beverage brands in the past 3 to 6 months. So what's a cost-effective way to reach persuadable consumers? It's through ad-supported digital apps they use most. Persuadable brand switchers over-index our total sample, with Google, Facebook, and YouTube used by better than 8 in 10, Instagram by over 6 in 10, and TikTok reaching over half.
In terms of overall advertising engagement and attention, which we covered in detail in the second video in our series, digital platforms like Google, Facebook, and YouTube top the list of high ad attention channels for persuadable brand switchers, and cost-effective OTT streaming TV platforms punch above their weight, nearly catching traditional broadcast and cable, with high ad engagement among persuadables at nearly 4 in 10 in our study.
NuVoodoo's marketing and research teams can show you how to uncover persuadable brand switchers in your product category. We start with quantitative research to identify the characteristics of your brand's persuadables. We dig deep to find what motivates them to switch. Then we help you design custom messaging and cost-efficient advertising tactics to reach them on the platforms they use most. Let's find 15 to 30 minutes to discuss your needs. I'm Roger Malinowski, and I would love to help you.